Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back. It's Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and we are back doing beads again today. I have been working on a Kumihimo bracelet, which is coming along really nicely. I spent yesterday stringing a bunch of beads, of my mom's seed beads, onto some of her old perler DMC beading thread, I guess. I don't know. This is just some of it, but anyway, I think it's really pretty. Now, I don't know how long it'll last because some of the beads are kind of sharp and it's, it's cotton, so we'll see, but it is really pretty. So, when I get closer to being done with that, I'll come back and show it to you. Maybe, well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's my anniversary. 42 years, is that right? Yes, 42 years. We're going to just do a little road trip and go see Mammoth Springs. No, not Mammoth. It's another one that's local somewhere around here, not Mountain Home, which is close to us, but Mountain View, which is a little further away. Anyway, I'll take some pics and post them, maybe, if I remember. I'm pretty bad at that. But I wanted to get back to making beads, so I intended to sit there and roll all of these paper beads. I cut about 100 of them with my Cricut, but then I got busy with the Kumihimo and didn't finish. But I did manage to get 25 or so of them rolled. The other thing I was able to do was, if I can grab a hold of just one of them. Oh, I've got it all caught up on here somehow. Okay, there we go. You may see these ends here and think, well, those are strange. Well, they were the outside edges of what was left after I cut out my beads. And I even thought about saving one of these as a template for, coloring and drawing and stuff. But then I thought, if I don't get it lined up right, whatever. I still could. I'm sure I'll cut some more. But anyway, I cut off the outside edges. And that's what I made these strange little ends with. So when you roll them up, because there's a flat edge as well as the straight edge, you get this kind of little cone shape. So then I thought, well, what am I going to do with those? I mean, you could kind of reposition them a little bit to get a different shaped bead out of them, even though they're flat on one side. And that's not bad, right? But I kind of thought, I like the cone. If I took two of them together, glued them together, then I get this longer bead, and I could wrap something around the center, either a piece of paper. I think this measures about 1/2 inch across here, so I could either print something out with pretty florals on it, cut a 1/2 inch strip and glue that on, or I could just paint them the way I've been painting these with my alcohol inks, and then maybe wrap it with some thread and stuff. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do with those, but I've got 5 of them here by the time I take and put them all together. So I'm going to slide those out of the way because I don't think we're going to do those today. But I did want to show you, don't waste your stuff, even if it doesn't look like it's something that you might want. It doesn't mean you can't use it to make something interesting. So today I thought we're going to get out some alcohol inks. I'm going to use a couple that I made myself, and I showed you these in the last video. This is Folk Art. That's what the FA stands for, Amethyst, number 654. And you can see all of the pearly bits have settled to the bottom. So you're going to want to shake it up really good. And then you can see all of that stuff swirling around in there that gives it that shimmer. I'm also going to use this Folk Art Color Shift Blue Violet Flash because it also made some pretty beads, and I don't remember which one was which. Let me dig them out here and we'll get a closer look at them. Whoops. So one's a little bit darker than the other. I believe the Color Shift is the darker one, but I am not positive. So we're going to do some more of those. Plus I went ahead and grabbed out my homemade purple alcohol ink as well as the Delusions ink spray. This one is something lilac, laid back lilac, I guess. And this one is crushed grape. Now I'm not going to spray them because I have more control if I just use my paintbrush. So that's what I'm going to do. And I may, mix a couple of them up here and there with something else. So I'm going to move these off to the side here. I will show you that what I rolled my beads with was this quilling tool, and it's got that nice wide slot in it, so it worked really well with the 65-pound paper or cardstock that I used. I also kind of relaxed the paper with this and this pokey tool, for lack of a better name, and then I used it on the inside to just kind of smooth out the little lip that is created by that slot. So I think you've seen me roll beads. Other people roll beads, so I don't think we need to roll any here today, but if that's something you need to see again, I do have other videos, so do a lot of other people. So let me find my paintbrush. I started to say toothbrush. We don't want a toothbrush. That's not the one I want. Here it is. And somewhere I have, oh, there it is, my pre-inked paper towel and my thing of dirty water. Let's see. So I'm gonna try and slide some stuff around here. I thought I had 25, but I ended up apparently with 24 because I'd found a couple on my desk that I added to the mix. All right, so I'm gonna slide this up. And let's start with the amethyst, just because I think that sounds so pretty, but we may need to use a different color. We'll see. So I gave it a good shake. Now, you can hold these in your hand if you want, or you can, I like to work on the end of a toothpick or a skewer. That's what works good for me. And I just kind of shake off the excess there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this wet. This is water, but I think it just helps pre-moisten the bristles. And then I'm going to go into my alcohol ink and paint mixture. And I'm just going to start brushing it on. So this is definitely the lighter color one. I do like using the alcohol mixtures, and I believe I said this in one of the previous videos, because the alcohol dries so much quicker than the water. Alright, let's see here. You can't really see the sparkle on it, but there is some. I don't know how close I can get it. So let's try, maybe just add a bit of, I'm going to give this a shake before I open it. And I'm just going to kind of try to gently put a couple of little bitty, whoa, or not. Spread that out a little bit more. All right, I don't know if I'm happy with that, but no, I'm not. I'm going to color the whole thing. So I do like using these little needle tipped bottles because you kind of can almost paint the dye or the alcohol ink right where you want it. You just want to be careful not to use too much, because even though it dries quickly, you don't want to saturate your paper. Okay, I like that. Let's see here. So the sparkle from the shimmer mist that I made shows through, and the ink just makes it even darker. It's having a hard time focusing. I'm too close. But yeah, now that's pretty. I like it. All right, so we're going to do that with the rest of them. There we go. I was trying to keep it on my paper towel here. So what I'll do is I'm going to paint them first with the shimmer mist, and then I'll go back with the alcohol ink and go over them. And while I'm painting them, I should do the inside. So I'm debating about pouring this in a smaller bottle, but then I got to try and pour it back. I just kind of want to color the inside edge of the bead here. So I'll just do that while I'm painting on the... Oh, that's so pretty. My goodness. That is gorgeous. There we go. Look at that. Love it. All right. So what I will do is I will stop talking and I will fast forward through, well, I'm probably only going to do 5 because I want to try some other color combinations. So yeah, I'll fast forward. So I decided to keep, we've got those 5 done, and I decided I'm going to keep a little note to myself in case I like it well enough that I want to make more. So I'm going to say that this has got the 654 amethyst. I'm spelling it wrong. Oh well. T-H-Y-S-T. And the purple, the DIY purple alcohol ink. So that's what's going to be these 5. So I want to try different color combinations today, but I won't remember what's what unless I go back and rewatch the video. So to me this seemed like the best way to do that. So I'm just going to stick this sticky note right over here and move these 5 beads over here to finish drying. I do like that though. That's very pretty. So what should we do next? Let's see. I think I did the blue and purple combination, but not with this purple. So I think I'm good there. Let's try, should we do some pink and purple? What do you guys think? Give it a little shake, a little shake. All right. So let's try this. I do need to wash out my water. It's the bottom of it's got some stuff in there and it kind of messed with my brush a little bit. So, but I don't need my brush right for this part right here. I do want to be careful not to reshape my beads too much. So I'm going to move this off to the side, put my pen there so I can find it later, and I'm going to start with the pink because it's lighter and it shouldn't cover up that purple, which was pretty deep. So just going to try to be just little spots. Okay, let's see what this one looks like. We'll add some purple to it. And purple and pink are a couple of colors that will blend nicely together. Some colors won't. There's a whole color wheel theory about that. Basically, if they're across from each other on the color wheel, they're going to make brown, I believe. I could be wrong. You might want to look that up. Sorry. I'm pretty sure that's right. I've even taken a couple of color theory classes. But my memory, as we've said, isn't so hot anymore. Okay, I'm liking this. I could have probably put a little more pink on it because the purple will cover it up, but it changes the color of the purple. And I'm just giving the tiniest of squeezes on this bottle because I don't want it to come out in a big blob. Okay. What do you think of that? Yep. Could have spun my bead and it doesn't want to focus. That's kind of cool, huh? Kind of harkens back to the Lisa Frank era of, thought I saw a white spot, of color schemes and all that stuff. Come on, just want a little bit. There we go. All right, I like that. So let's do 5 more, or 4 more. I mean, make sure my bead's kind of the way I want it. I don't care if it's not perfect, but I do want it to not be lopsided, you know, like a cone or anything. I want it to be kind of right. So just gentle, and I kind of just spin it around like that. And the purple will add, actually the purple will end up adding 2 colors because where it blends with the pink you'll get 1 color, and where it's by itself you'll get a different shade. There we go. And if you wanted to use a brush, you could. Alcohol inks will dry out quickly because of the alcohol, especially if you've got a fan going like I do. So that's why I prefer just to kind of paint it on with the tip of this bottle. But listen, you do what works for you. That's what we all got to do. And there's always more than one way to do something. Got a little spot there. There we go. And maybe, there we go. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Kind of a pink purpley leopard print going on. Here, I'm just going to set, I had these in groups of 5 and then I moved them around, so do this like this. Let's see, this one could use a little bit of a tension here just to reshape it a little. There we go. It's close enough for me. Okay, a couple of things occurred to me while I was working on these. One, I think I had said in the last video that the sparkly bits probably came in the paint. I don't think they did with this one. I think with the metallics they do, but with this one I'm pretty sure I added some of the Pearl X micro pearl powder, which is right here. It comes in many colors, but I like this just because it adds a little bit of sparkle. The other thing I wanted to say was, if you don't want to mix your alcohol ink with some micro pearl, you could always put it in whatever you're using to seal your beads. So if you're using polyacrylic or glue or diamond glaze, or just really whatever you're using to seal them, you could always add just a little bit, and it really does take just the tiniest little bit. Like you could scoop some up on the tip of this toothpick, which was here. I don't know where, oh, here it is. And that would probably be enough unless you were doing a whole lot of beads. So just start with a very little bit to kind of get an idea of how much you need. But it really doesn't take much. And I have some of this this Pearl X micro pearl in alcohol up there on my shelf. I just had this on my desk and it's purple, so I figured it would go with these colors, and since these are so vibrant, these alcohol inks, you wouldn't even really notice. So I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to give this a little swish in my dirty water. I need to wash that out today. Pop that off of there. And try to give that a little clean. Yeah, I definitely need some soap and water on that brush. Okay, so this one, I'm going to make my little sticker for these two. So this is the DIY purple and magenta. Alcohol ink, and DIY or magenta. Oops, got ahead of myself. As well as the 654 amethyst. So now we have our second. Did I leave myself enough room? Not really. Our second color combination. Let me just do a little sliding here of a few things. And then I'll gently pick these up and lay them down. Whoops. Or not. Let's see here. What can I lay on that to hold that down? There we go. All right, let me fish back in here to get this bead. Okay. So these are really pretty beads. I'm happy with all of them so far. Okay, so let's try some of this Delusions ink spray in the Laid Back Lilac. I'm going to shake it up. I don't know if I've ever even used it, so we'll give it a shake. And let's grab 5 beads. And let's just make sure that one's a little pointy down there, so just reposition it a little bit. It may or may not have made a difference. Okay, I'm just going to tap that on there. Oh, lilac, that's pretty dark. Wow. Okay. I'm not sure that's actual lilac. Well, it's gonna dry a little lighter. I can see that now. All right, so I'm just gonna dip my. I don't think I even got to the ink. There we go. And I should have my skewer in here. Oh, my brush is. There we go. Let's see, I'm going to grab my skewer because this isn't really brushing on all that well. I'm going to move this a little closer where I can see it better. Oops, sorry. I think I bumped my camera. And I'm going to try this again. So my brush feels really stiff. So I'm gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna grab this one, this little tapered guy, and I'm gonna try that. Oh, it's stiff too. Come on, guys. Well, once you get going, I guess it's not as bad. Okay, so that is pretty dark. It is darker than the amethyst and the purple. Oops. It feels like it could use a little bit more, like right there. Okay, well, I mean, I love purple. Keep going. Let's just go ahead and do our 5. I don't know why, that just seemed like a good number. And because we're using colors that are in the same color family, these will go together, I think. When all is said and done, I think these beads will all work together. Make sure I get down by the edge here really good. But I'm thinking, if this lilac is this dark, what is the purple grape gonna look like? We got 5 of those. And wow, those are just so dark, but I think they're pretty now. Obviously, I'm going to need some sparkle on them. So, I mean, it won't hurt to add this amethyst on there. Give it a nice good shake. See what we think. Pick this guy up. I'm going to get this one out of here. And I think it's okay to go back to this one. I kind of, didn't rinse it good enough apparently. Alright, let's try this. And I just want to, I definitely need some shimmer just to help bring the light to it. Okay, let's see if I can hold two of these up here. Yeah. I can't really, let's see here. How am I going to do this? Oh, I know. We'll lay that there like that. And then this one like this. So I definitely like it better with the shimmer on it. It just gives it a little bit extra something, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to add shimmer to these other four. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to make some more of this or find a smaller bottle like these. I think actually would be better. Some kind of, oh, it's my tape. Because I do like this. I love the color that it adds to it, which is very faint, but the shimmer, I love the shimmer. Okay, so these were, let's see. These beads were the Delusions Laid Back Lilac. You can see I've got splatters on my notepad here. So D-Y-L-U-S-I-N-S, Delusions Laid Back Lilac. And of course my 654 amethyst. That is so pretty. Okay, let's see here. How am I going to do this? I got another, at least one more set of beads to do, and then I may just reuse some of these colors on anything that's left over. So I'm going to move this one over here. Put this over here on the laptop. And I need something to hold that down. Okay. Okay, so honestly, I really like all of these. Oops, there I go again, bumping. Sorry. Those are cute. I think these are my favorite though. I don't know. The dark ones are nice too. All right, let's do this crushed grape. Whew. I just can't imagine what it's going to look like if the lilac is that dark. I'm going to move some of this out of the way. Grab 5 more beads. And let's see, I'll use this one because the thicker brush definitely works a little bit faster. Did I shake this up? I think I did. We'll do it again, just to be sure. I've had these for a while and hadn't used them, so I'm glad they're finally calling to me. Well, it's pretty dark. Looks like the one we just did. Maybe I'll just do one here real quick and see what it looks like. I'm going to move this over. Ooh, see, this is why I put the lids right back on, because I knock everything over now. Didn't used to, but I do now. Get that brush loosened up. Oh, yeah, it's dark. It may not be as dark as the lilac, which kind of defies logic to me. I would think the grape would be darker than the lilac. But that is not looking to be the case. Let's get a little bit down in our hole there. Yeah, let's see, let's pick up the lilac. Now the lilac's got the shimmer on it, but it seems darker to me. So this got some spots that are a little bit lighter. I'm just going to try to darken them up just a little. I don't care if they're mottled a little bit, but I don't want it to look like I missed it altogether. That up. Let's try that again. So I hope y'all are doing okay with this heat that we're having. I think they said it was supposed to get up to, well over 100. Our thermostat said 105 yesterday, but I know it runs a little bit high. But honestly, anything over 70 is too hot for me. So needless to say, I went out and got my blackberries first thing in the morning when I got up. It wasn't first thing in the morning, but it was for me when I got up. And spent not even 20 minutes out there and had to come in and cool down. I suffer, and I think I've mentioned this before, I overheat really easily, and my mother did for a long time until she had gastric bypass surgery, and then she was cold all the time. But my grandmother, her mother did, and also suffered from heat, overheating quickly. I know my thyroid's part of that. I think some of the medications I take now definitely make me extra sensitive to the heat, so I have to come in and cool down. And one of the best ways I found, and I saw this somewhere else, and this was years ago, probably 12 years ago, that your skin is thinner here, or your tissue is thinner here to where your veins are and your blood flows. So I take a cold can. I have these little V8 juices, but you could use a pop can or whatever, and I just hold it. Here, let me show you. I just snug it between my two wrists like this, and I just hold it there. And it's really cold, but it feels really good, and it does help cool you down pretty quickly. I also tend to tuck it into my neck a little bit by where those big veins or arteries are, and that works really well too. So let's see here. I'm gonna go back in and add some. I wonder, what do you think about, let's try something a little different. What if we add the Folk Art Metallic Sapphire? I don't think it's really going to show up as, to change the color much. Let's give it a good shake, and then we'll go in and use some of this and try to get some of that ink off of there. There's a lot of it. There we go. I think we're good now. And we're gonna color these grape beads with this one. Ooh, we got a lot of that on there. Okay, well that definitely made it darker. Let's try this. But it's wet, So we'll see what it looks like when it dries. I'm going to go ahead and do these other 4. I've got a runner. There we go. Get back there. Do these other 4 real quick, and then we'll have a better idea about that first one, how it's going to turn out. Okay, I think I got them all. All right, so that is the grape, Delusions grape, and the In My Folk Art Metallic Blue Sapphire mix, which I may have added mica powder to that too, or micro pearl. It's hard to say at this point. I made them years ago, at least 5, so I very well could be wrong. Alright, so this one is the Delusions Crushed Grape. As well as the Folk Art Metallic. I'm going to do FAM 656E, just because that's what the label says, Blue Sapphire. So I think I'm going to quit there. It won't be too long a video by the time we fast forward through stuff. Just kind of slide these over here now. See if they'll stay still. And let me find my pokey tool. So we'll pick up one from each. So we started with the amethyst and the, that's not a long enough pokey tool for all 5, but we started with the amethyst and the blue sapphire. Yeah, no, 654. The 654 amethyst. Oh, this one here. Okay. Then we went to the purple alcohol ink and the magenta alcohol ink with the purple amethyst. Oh, let's go. Then we went to this one here, which is the Delusions Laid Back Lilac and the amethyst. And our last one here is the Delusions Crushed Grape. And instead of the amethyst, we used the blue sapphire. So those are our 4 colors today. And since we did 4 and I've got 4 beads left, I'll probably go ahead and do them to match these, maybe. Or I should just go ahead and wash my stuff out while I'm thinking about it. But those are the colors that we got today, guys. What do you think? See if I can get them up here. Woo! They look yummy. I like them. Let me know what you think, guys. I appreciate your comments. Oh, now I gotta remember where I got them. Okay, that one came from there. That one came from there. That one there. Ooh, pokey tool is sharp. Ouch. Alright, so that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thank you again to the new subscribers, guys. We are almost at 800. I don't know about you, but I can't hardly believe it. I'm so thrilled. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate your, you're spending time with me, to be, blunt. So until next time, guys, I hope you have a happy, crafty day.